said, I have 2 poems tonight. I would like to dedicate these to the great American poet W.S. Merwin, who passed away today at the age of 91. He's someone who, when I first read his poems, I always felt like I had read them, that I had always known them. And his work affected me deeply, not only on the page throughout my life, but deep in my soul and in my memories. And because I know he was someone who was such a huge fan of voices and spirits and tongues, I'm sure he'll be listening tonight. So these 2 are. This first one is called The Old Columns. It is about this photograph that was taken at the Yalta Conference at the end of World War II. Some look bored, others focused elsewhere, chatting to their neighbors or trimming themselves for the portrait. Another is staring up at the sky, marveling at the grace of God or scanning contrast. With these attendants, 3 leaders of the greatest war pose around the classical arch. Why is it we always wrap ourselves around the old columns? The raggy, wrinkled carpets lying at their feet atop concrete like offerings to hunched over old men. The only with coats to protect their frailty. The only with visible hands. The ones to the left and right look away. But the one in the center stares you down. And through his cheekbones and pursed lips, as if aware of all that was committed to sit here. And of future eyes, looking for the monstrous, finding only the feeble, staring back, saying, history ruins. The second poem is about this painting, The Parable of the Unmerciful Servant by Van Massen, and it is called The Old Masters. I'm not worried about the ignorant. I am often ignorant. I'm worried about the educated man, the one who sees the background in addition to the foreground and still chooses to dismiss its power. Auden said that the old masters were never wrong about suffering, and yet here, a king accuses a servant with a smirk, and it is meant to be just. The man with a book beholds the king, quill anticipating above paper, hanging on the crown's every word. The man with coins measures the servant's sins in math. He would not forgive a man's debt, yet the king had forgiven him when he was indebted to the state. And so he's led away in chains, in the background, a little to the left of his own head, beneath an unconvincing, murky sky. What is clear is that Van Hessem knew of background. Was it not around this time that Berghill painted Icarus into it? But instead he chose to imply only chastisement. Strange how 2 with the same facts come to different conclusions. Another word for background is context. The king could forgive the debt. He did not need it. But the servant, he could fill his children's mouths. He could rebuild his roof. We don't know. We are not told the stories of servants. Tragedy is reserved for those in nicer robes. We like to see equality even where there isn't any, like using the background and the foreground to tell the same story. The servant does not question the sentence. He does not have any books behind him. He can only knit his hands together in an O, a hole over his heart. Did the tax collector hanging this above his desk notice this? How fingers of the king's right hand appear crossed, like a child lying. In a way, Alden was right. Maybe they did know. How loose and flimsy justice is, like a wrist pointing the finger. Like a child displacing blame, like Michelangelo's Adam, the passing from patriarch to patriarch. How the learned man just nods and writes down that these are simply the rules, how the punishment is bound up with the criminal, as if the sentence was already decided by the time of the trial, how it happens in the background, in context, with the educated all around it.
Next up, you will be hearing a monologue from Shakespeare's Richard II, performed by Mitchell Salley.
I have been studying how I may compare this prison where I live unto the world. And for the world is populous, and here is not a creature but myself. I cannot do it. Yet I'll hammer it out. My brain, I'll prove the female to my soul the father, and these two beget a generation of still breeding thoughts. And these same thoughts people this little world in humors like the people of this world. For no thought is contented. Thus play I in one person many people, and none contented. Sometimes am I king, then treasons make me wish myself a beggar. And so I am. Then crushing penury persuades me I was better when a king. Then am I kinged again, and by think that I am unkinged by Bolingbroke. And straight of nothing. But whate'er I be, nor I, nor any man that but man is, with nothing shall be pleased, till he be eased with being nothing. Music do I hear? Keep time? How sour sweet music is when time is broken, no proportion kept. I wasted time. Now doth time waste me. Now, sir, the sound that tells what hour it is are clamorous groans. Strike upon my heart, which is the bell, so that sighs, tears, and groans show minutes, times, and hours, while my time runs posting on in Bolingbroke's proud joy, while I stand fooling here as jack of the clock. This music mads me. Let it sound no more. God of hope madmen to their wits, and me it seems it will make wise men mad. Get blessing on his heart that gives it me. love to Richard is a strange brooch in this all-hating world.
Next up, you will be hearing Alex Moore perform 2 pieces of poetry.
This first poem is called Meet Yourself in Front of the Mirror. It's by Wilde. Tell me what you love. If I ask you to tell me what you love, the answers will likely roll off your tongue. You love pizza and crafting and roller coasters and poetry. You love to read, you love to write, you love birds, music, tattoos, obscure documentaries, and the way the sun filters through the smoke of a wildfire. You love crafting and pizza and all of these things, and you love your mom, your dad, your aunt, your uncle, your dog. You love pastries and foreign languages, and you love the way the sun filters through the trees of a wildfire. I wonder how long you could go on and on before you said, I love myself. For most people, it takes a lifetime. I used to think I was invincible like most young people do. I thought I knew everything, knew exactly who I wanted to be, and could have conquered the world. My grandmother, with a milestone of wisdom, told me if I really wanted to know the truth, I should stand in front of a mirror. She told me, meet yourself in front of a mirror. Make a date of it. See yourself like that of a friend. Look into your eyes until your eyes become constellations of light and the rest of the world fades away. When you know your face like that of a friend's, meet your eyes again and with all the strength you can muster, say, I love you. I thought it was stupid and I told her that right there, but for some reason, I still wandered into the bathroom late at night to rendezvous with my eyes. I was surprisingly awkwardly shy, and I stood with my gaze turned down like that of someone seeing themselves for the first time. With all the strength I could muster, I let out an inaudible whisper of the words, I love you. And then I cried uncontrollably because I knew it wasn't true. I stood in that bathroom every night for a year, telling my eyes lies until I could rewrite the truth. When I finally said I love myself and knew for the first time it was true, I would also know that I would never need anything else in my life to survive. My grandmother knows me, and instead of telling me, she showed me that love is a tree. You must grow it from the roots, or else you'll be caught catching dead leaves. They are charming when kept in books and kept in picture frames, but they don't grow up to feed your family the way seeds do. She told me, you cannot say I love you without the implied foundation of, but I love myself first. If you do not love yourself, every time you have said I love you, it was a lie. And she was right. This poem is called Feeling Good. It is by Unknown. Usually when I write, words just tumble in a downward slope, like ink is my breath exhaling all hope. But nope, not this time. See, this poem is about feeling good, not depression or past suppression. This is more of a recent history lesson, how I felt the presence of a blessing that I still cannot explain. Did you ever just wake up with that orbit-tooth tingle sitting on your shoulder? Like, I love you was reciprocated when you met what you told her? Like, that boulder shackled tightly to your conscience got the hint it was obnoxious, and now you're weightless with control and composure? For once, this is about the beauty of a rainbow and the pot of gold you actually get to attain. And this is about the kids who break dance on A-trains solely to entertain. This is about helping a woman up the stairs with baby in tow. The slow pitter-patter of rain and flakes of snow. Each completely unique, babbling creaks of crystal cool refreshment. Comfortable silence. Silver linings and the throaty V8 revving. Fresh Java aromas pegging your nose hairs on a sleep-deprived morning. This is about heroes, those who've been overseas, and those who live quietly among us, blending in like a light breeze that teases knees till you just sit down in a grass field. Lay down, look up, feel young, smile, and this poem is about feeling good. And this poem is about poetry. It's to bring that smile to a blind man's face because he understands what he cannot see. It's the music of language conveying feelings indefinitely, the art of letters creating negative space on a page. This is about poetry and unexpected smiles. It's that feeling you get when you just get home and your puppy runs up your leg like your pocket's of bone. It's the feeling of not alone. This poem is a breakthrough. See, I'm trying to break circles and stop chasing my own tail because time wasted won't prevail. If I'm facing time without bail, so my grace reigns in furious hail, on a solid full scale where pain stakes, crumbles frail, this is about feeling good. It's about roller disco on Sundays. It's about that little girl slow dancing with her toes on her grandfather's loafers so he knows her soul's taking over, that glimmer in his eyes. This poem is about feeling good, and this poem is about poetry, and it's my redemption. I've been without words, blurred and somewhat obscured, like ghosts were staring in. But now on the verge of emerging herds of adverbs, I've got your verbal heroine, so I warily spin the idiom of seraphim, and I'm pairing in the message that this is about feeling good. This poem is about poetry, how poetry is showing me freedom like 90 on a freeway, freedom, sporadic street dances and flash mobs, freedom. Sleepaway camp romance, freedom like enhanced, expansive refinances, freedom. Like second chances at freedom. This poem is about feeling good, and this poem is about poetry, and this poem is about free verse, though I did rehearse, but only because I want you to feel good. This poem is about raising glasses to heartfelt toasts at Tuesday dinner. And this poem is about finding that magic moment in a slow dance when hearts align and beat to the same rhythm of frenzied mayhem, that clay hand of dexterity clinging to dangling prosperity with sincerity, that moment when you finally smell the clarity. Pieces are falling into place so fast you can hardly keep place, but taste the interlaced grace of winning and losing a race, and how it really doesn't matter as long as you feel good that you participate. This is about feeling good, and this poem is about poetry, and how poetry is showing me I can win and lose, and how sometimes victory spews from contradictory views, so my newfound muse is infused and I am enthused. It's like a revelation and a new discovery. I feel good, like an overdue hug. Makeup sex. Saying the alphabet backwards like ZYX with my eyes closed. I feel good, like secrets exposed. This is about feeling good, and this poem is about poetry. And if you misunderstood, it's merely to make you feel good.
Next, you will be hearing a self-written piece of poetry called You Ain't Mario by Rachel Dembowski.
So this poem was written when I thought, what would it be like if my favorite character of all time would come out of the screen and talk to me. And these are the words I believe he would say. Stop Koopas, beat Bowser, sort of get the girl. You have 200+ games to give the pipes a whirl. Hand me the dice, and I don't party nice. I'm a blue shell sniper that wins every part race. Heck, this mother plumber has been to space. But it doesn't matter the scenario, cause oh no, you ain't Mario. Your gameplay, I should sue. You can't let a jump that's 2 pixels apart. 3 seconds in, you try to press restart. You die to a Goomba with a great hero at your command, bringing shame to the name of Chumpman. A star isn't going to fix the idiot on the controls. So how about you let your baby brother take me to the goal? Because if you need to continue in World 1, you ain't Mario, hun. Your adventures are a waste of code. For every secret pipe that you bypass, there's another piranha plant biting at your ass. You assume you can't go on without poor Yoshi, when newsflash, they respawn infinitely. Another fire flower isn't worth the hassle when you should be left behind in another castle. Really? It's not like this game has a hard mode. No, you ain't Mario. But at least you have fun. You look good in overalls last Halloween. Even if your mustache could never match me. For every character in my game, you have a plushie. And you've been loving me from Donkey Kong to Mario Odyssey. So yeah, you stumble and lose my power-ups. But one playthrough is never enough. There's 200 games later, and we're still not done.
Next up, you're going to be hearing a song performed by Avery Fessenden, Changing My Major, Fun Hole.
Woo!
I'm
tangled up in my bedsheet, and my heart feels complete. Let's never leave this room. How about we stay here till finals? I'll go to school forever. I'll take out a dementedly huge high-interest loan. 'Cause I'm changing my major to John.
Maddie, Lukomski, Marissa, Lobbia, and Colin, Cusimano. And it's Tibetan Pop Stars by Alec.
Thank you.
Oh.
Next up, you will be hearing a monologue called Dark Places by Joseph Arnone, performed by Alec.
Does it matter to you that I'm going mad? I'm sure I can go away and reflect on it. No, I'm sure I can get through my own madness. If I could go to the top of a mountain like a Buddhist monk, perhaps I may have a chance. Like my DNA, it's all fit perfectly together, hasn't it? What is it for? For my art? Is it fair for a man to sacrifice his sanity for his craft? Is that what God wants? If that is so, then why must I be sacrificed? Why does great beauty come from great pain? We're all mad. Crazy, nuts, psycho, it's true. Walk down the street and look into the eyes of the man or woman you walk past, it's hidden. It's hidden. And you're someone like me, you connect with that dark place instantly and you identify with it. I forget who said we are all living lives of quiet desperation. I believe we are. The smiles, the charms, it's all bullshit, all smokescreen. We all suffer within, don't we? Sometimes I will stare into the mirror and wait for the madness to creep from my eyes and leave me once for all. And whatever it does is reach the surface and smile gently with a wise grin. Yeah, I'm crazy. I love that I'm crazy. But I also hate who I am. I wouldn't expect you to understand that. They say that genius and madness have a thin line between them. Well, I've been walking that fence every day. And lately, it has been getting harder to stay balanced. I mean, look where I am. Chemical imbalance, sure. Life experience, sure. Being an artist, sure. It all adds up to a pair of scissors embedded in someone's neck, doesn't it? You can ridicule me some more, my friend. You can pity me, you can lead me to inspiring advice, but the truth is, there is nothing you can do or say that can haunt me more than my own soul. Do what you have to do. Say what you have to say. It means nothing Nothing, my friend.
Nothing.
I'm happy to entertain you, my friend. I look forward to your next word. You can speak now.
Say something!
I'll be waiting for you. It's only a matter of years before I get out of here. But until then, I'll be waiting for you. I'll be waiting.
Next, we will welcome Salley and Sebastien Butler back to the stage to perform a cutting of Rosencrantz and Guildenstern are Dead.
Did you guys lose something?
I'm sure they don't need that.
Heads! Heads! Heads!
Heads.
There's an art to the building up of suspense. Heads. So it can be done by luck alone. Heads! That's the word I'm after.
76 love.
A weaker man might be moved to re-examine his faith. Nothing else, at least the law of probability. Heads. I mean, you wouldn't bet on it. I mean, I would, but you wouldn't. Heads. Would you? Heads.
Getting a bit of a bore, isn't it?
A bore?
Well,
What about suspense?
what's suspense?
It must be the law of diminishing returns. I feel the spell's about to be broken.
85 in a row. Beating the record.
Is that it then? Is that all?
What?
Not a flicker of doubt.
Well, I won, didn't I?
And if you lost, if they'd come down against you 85 times, one after another, just like that.
Well, I have a good look at your coin for a start.
Well, I believe, at least regarding your self-interest as a predictable factor. Suppose it's the last to go. We've been spinning coins together since... This is not the first time that we've spun coins!
Oh no, we've been spinning coins as long as I remember.
How long is that?
I forget. Heads. I'm afraid.
So am I.
I'm afraid this isn't your
I'm
day.
afraid it is.
89.
It must be indicative of something. List of possible explanations. 1, I'm willing it. Inside where nothing shows, I'm the essence of a man spinning double-headed coins and betting against himself in private atonement for an unremembered past.
Heads.
2, time has stopped dead. And the single experience of one coin being spun has been repeated 90 times. On the whole, doubtful. 3, divine intervention. 4, the principle that each individual coin spun individually is as likely to end up heads as tails, and therefore should cause no such surprise when each individual time it does.
I've never known anything like it.
And syllogism. 1, he's never known anything like it. 2, he's never known anything to write home about. 3, it's nothing to write home about. Home? What's the first thing you remember?
Oh, let's see. The first thing that comes into my head.
No. The first thing you remember.
Ah! No, it's no good, it's gone. It was a long time ago.
No, you don't get my meaning. What is the first thing after all the things that you've forgotten?
Oh, let's see. I forgot the question.
How long have you suffered from bad memory?
I can't remember.
What are we going to do now?
I don't know. What do you want to do?
We've been briefed. Hamlet's transformation. What do you recollect?
Well, he's changed, hasn't he?
Drawn him on to pleasures, gleans what afflicts him.
We cheer him up, find out what's the matter.
Exactly, it's a matter of asking the right questions and giving away as little as possible. It's a game.
And then we can go.
And receive such thanks as fits a king's remembrance.
Ooh, I like the sound of that. What do you think he means by remembrance?
He doesn't forget his friends.
Wouldn't you care to estimate?
Difficult to say, really. Some kings tend to be amnesiac, others the opposite, whatever that is.
Yes.
Elephantine?
Not how long, how much. Retentive! He's a very retentive king, a royal retainer! What are you playing at?
Words! Words! They're all we have to go on.
Shouldn't we be doing something constructive?
What do you have in mind? A short, blunt human pyramid?
We could play questions.
What good would that do?
Practice!
Statement. One love.
Cheating! Huh, I haven't started yet.
Statement. Two love.
Are you counting that? What? Are you counting that?
Foul. No repetitions. 3 love. First game. 2.
I'm not going to play if you're going to be like that.
Who's served? Foul. No grunts. Love 1.
Who's go?
Why?
Why not?
What for?
Foul. No synonyms. One all.
What in God's name is going on?
Foul. No rhetoric. Tilla.
What does it all add up to?
Can't you guess?
Were you addressing me?
Is there anyone else?
Who?
What? How should I know?
Why do you ask?
Are you serious?
Was that rhetoric?
No. Statement. 2 all. Game point. What's the matter with you today?
When?
What?
Are you dead?
Am I dead?
Yes or no?
Is there a choice?
Is there a God?
Foul. No non sequiturs. 3-2. 1 game all.
Wait. What's your name?
What's yours?
I asked you first.
Statement. 1 love.
What is your name when you're at home?
What's yours?
When I'm at home?
Is it different at home?
What home?
Haven't you got one?
Why do you ask?
What are you driving at?
What's your name?
Repetition. 2 love. Match point to me.
Who do you think you are? Rhetoric!
Game and match. Where's it going to end?
That's the question.
It's all questions.
You think it matters?
Doesn't it matter to you?
Why should it matter?
What does it matter why?
Doesn't it matter why it matters?
What's the matter with you?
It doesn't matter.
What's the game? What are the rules?
Next, you will be hearing from Hodges Adams performing 3 pieces of poetry.
I have 3 poems for you all. This first one is one of mine. It's called if I took you home, I would set you in my favorite tree like a little bird. I would take off your shoes for you and demand that you stand with me in the middle of the road. I would show you the ferns, the trilliums, that vibrant, inquisitive fox, the place where lightning landed. I would take you down to that lake, to the rock where I watched the sunset push through the sky like a swimmer through water. I would walk you into the waves, where the cold puts its hands on your bottom ribs, the place where the sand makes a push for the surface where we could stand, barely submerged, far from shore. I would run up the beach, skip rocks, tell the wind I adore you and let you hear. I would lead you up the hill at midnight, push your head back so you could see my stars, the dark rifts like a heartbeat in the south. The sun came home in the morning, stepping down through the open spaces in the ceiling. It would sing a song about green, and I would wait for your eyes to open. The second poem is not one of mine. It is by Robert House, and it is called Meditation at Light of the Years. All the new thinking is about loss. In this, it resembles all the old thinking. The idea, for example, that each particular erases the luminous clarity of a general idea. That the clown-faced woodpecker probing the dead trunk of that black sculpted birch is, by his presence, some tragic falling off from a first world undivided light. Or the other notion that because there is in this world no one thing to which the bramble of blackberry corresponds, a word is elegy to what it signifies. We talked about it late last night, and in the voice of my friend there was a thin wire of grief, a tone almost querulous. I realized that talking in this way, all things dissolve. Justice, hair, pine, woman, you and I. There was a woman I made love to, and I remembered how, holding her small shoulders in my hands sometimes, I felt a violent wonder at her presence, like a thirst for salt. For my childhood river with its island willows, silly music from the pleasure boat, muddy places where we caught the little orange silver fish called pumpkin seed. It hardly had to do with him. Longing, we say, because desire is full of endless distances. I must have been the same to her. But I remember so much. The way her hands dismantled bread, the thing her father said that hurt her, what she dreamed. There are moments when the body is as numinous as words, days that are the good flesh continuing. Such tenderness, those afternoons and evenings, saying, blackberry, blackberry, blackberry. And then my final poem is one of mine again, and it's called The Rest is Silence. Today, while playing Hamlet on stage, I was given a human skull as light as the pages of an antique book and the same soft brown, almost deer skin, almost the palm of a sun-roughed hand. Spread my fingers over the irregular globe, set my thumbs in the roof of the toothless mouth, held it up so I could see how empty it was, like a childhood home, and how blind it was in the hollows where the eyes used to sit. How strange to imagine a pulse and a proud jaw to carry this head atop the moving architecture of warmth. To wonder at the possible impressions which have left no mark, dreams which cannot be drunk from the crown, love which is not written across the protrusion of the brow. The possibility of the skull as an unflinching witness who cannot testify to any of my awful, beautiful thoughts. I am a poet because I paid my respects to the body of the child in the basement of the Archaeological Museum, the idea of which I carry around with me all day as though I bear my own child upon my back. It is crucial to remember that this child lived in sunlight, that this child had bare feet and a laugh which rattled every corner of the soft frame of his body, and I ask myself often how I would explain why he lies here now behind the glass. I ask myself, what would I tell his mother? Why we do not know his name, but we have touched the brittle muslin and resin that has cradled his sleeping body longer than we have been alive. I have seen photographs of children's mouths, dead before their molars grow in, with each waiting tooth perched upon the ridges of the skull, like rows of glass bottles upon shelves in a cupboard. I wonder if death means biting down. I wonder if I will still have a metal bar in my lower jaw for the scholars to find. I wonder if they will remember the color of my hair. I wonder if they will know what I am saying as I hold the skull on stage. The head in the hand of a body.
Closing us out tonight, we will have Emily Hempel to perform her self-written monologue called No One Taught Me How to Draw.
The summer after my freshman year of high school, I decided that I needed to get my license on my 16th birthday. Because that's what I learned from watching every classic movie ever. You always get your license on your 16th birthday, magically, and then your parents never tell you what to do ever again. That is the moral of all of those stories, right? First of all, driver's ed was a fucking joke. What the fuck was that? There's a 99% chance that everyone in here was taught by some sort of jaded, retired physics professor that took this job because he wanted to die. And he knew that statistically this was the most effective way to do so. The only thing I did learn in my 6 weeks of driver's ed was that at least one VHS player still dwells somewhere on this planet. Because my driver's ed teacher hunted that thing down to make us watch a video of a bunch of white guys with bleached tips rapping about the blind spots on semi-trucks. The first time my mom let me drive, she literally yelled at me, "Who the hell taught you how to drive?" And my reply was, well, no one really. Both of my parents actually attempted to teach me how to drive, which sounds like a great idea, in theory. But you see, the problem with that is that my mom is that driver who will never drive faster than 10 miles under the speed limit on the highway. And my dad is that driver who will pass you on the highway when you're already going 10 miles over the speed limit. So my driving lessons with my parents consisted of me sitting in the driveway of Taco Bell while my dad would yell at me, "Shit, kid, you could have turned left right there!" And my mom would be in the backseat screaming, "Wait!" And I'd just be sitting there like, "Excuse me, where is the left-hand lane? Please, someone." The only thing I did learn while I had my driver's permit was that I could not drive. But I was and still am a stubborn bitch, so I kept it forcing my parents to drive with me anyways. About a week before the test, I was practicing and my mom got so pissed off that when I pulled up to a stop sign and stopped, she opened her car door, got out of the car, and walked away. So I was just left in the parking lot of Meyer at a stop sign, thinking, well, fuck. Now I really can't drive anywhere because I only have a driver's permit and my licensed driver just walked away. By the time my actual driver's test finally came around, no one believed I was going to pass it. Like, I didn't even believe I was going to pass this test. I was so nervous that I turned left when the proctor's first direction to me was to turn right because I accidentally got into the left-hand turn lane, and by the time I noticed, I was too committed already. During this 30-minute test, I also hit a snowbank that was debatably in the road, and almost hit a car in a lane change. And when the proctor asked me, "Hey, did you see that car before you changed lanes?" My response was, as in, I've done way worse. But you see, I was also the proctor's last appointment of the day. And this proctor really just wanted to go home. Oh, that lady had no fucks left to give. So we pulled back into the parking lot. She just stares my mom right in the eyes and says, "Is she just nervous? Or is she really that bad of a driver?" And my mom stares right back at her, blank face, replies, "Just nervous." Like a fucking liar. So, that proctor just signed the certificate and called it a day. She just never wanted to see my face again. And I actually did get my license on my 16th birthday, which is by far the dumbest thing that the state of Michigan has ever let me do. And that's really saying a lot, because 2 years later, they let me sign up to be in debt for the rest of my life. And after I got my license, I bought myself my first car off Craigslist, where all good things come from. And I taught myself how to drive, like, for real, how to drive. Which is how I've learned to do most things in my life. By myself. Of course, sometimes I still drive like I have no idea what I'm doing, and let's be honest here, I don't. Because no one taught me how to drive.